Hey, good morning. Welcome to the Daily Dose, early edition. All I have to say is wow. Sometimes all you need is a wow. God just wowed me. Right now, I'm in awe. This live doesn't do its justice. I'm in complete awe right now of the sunrise. It's completely breathtaking. See that? Look at that gray. It looks dark here. Check that out. Looks dark gray. Look, if I were to start here, nobody'd come on live. But check this out. It is truly breathtaking. This is picture perfect right here this morning. I got to do the early dose today. Good morning to you. Good morning, Cindy. Good morning. If you catch me live, say hello, wave, let me know you're here. This is absolutely breathtaking. Let's see if we can hone in on that. Look, if I were to point over here, you wouldn't think. You would think it's a pretty dark and dreary day, but no, God's got other plans right there. Amazing, amazing. Good morning to you. Hey, I'm going to walk and talk. This is a Daily Dose. Welcome to episode, I forgot, honestly, I raced to get this live so you can catch this sunrise because it is absolutely beautiful this morning. And I don't know, my phone keeps doing this little thing. Somebody's saying, do you see that little aura, that little dot next to you? See that next to my face? It's kind of like in the middle. Anyway, good morning. I got distracted there. So I'm not going to be available at 8 a.m. this morning. So if you're catching this, this is the Daily Dose. And I actually wanted to share with you. And I wasn't going to even share. It didn't look like there was going to be a sunrise, and God had other plans. He showed up. I walked down. I was like, there's no sunrise today. I can just do my Daily Dose. And then boom, one of the most beautiful ones I've seen all month long. That is truly, truly breathtaking. Unreal. But listen, I actually wanted to talk to you about something else in the Daily Dose, because the Daily Dose, if you haven't, sorry, I dropped my leash. I got my dog here. Owen and I are going for a walk. Come join me for a little walk. And the Daily Dose, what I've done is just to do as much as I can in my part to encourage you. Encourage you if you're stuck, if you're struggling, if you've maybe been in a bad spot for the last, who knows. And what are we on now? It feels like 1,000 that, this kind of, not necessarily lockdown. Obviously, I'm not locked down, and I'm definitely keeping my distance, as you see. So don't worry about that. The mask is at home, but I haven't had any problems on this giant beach here with anybody coming close contact. But can I just tell you for a moment? Oh my gosh, I'm literally like awestruck right now from that sunrise. It's going to go away in a moment or two. So I want to share that with you. But I wanted to talk about something different. So I'm walking up here. This is where I was actually going to do it. Totally sidetracked. And if you see what this is, some of you, if you've been to the beach, you kind of know what this is about. Well, I say what this is about. You know what this is right here, right? This is a lifeguard stand. So let's just show it. We'll see if I could be really like artsy. Let's see if I can get the sunrise in this. Check this out. Let's see if we can get this in here. How about that? That's not bad too, right? That's like a picture. I need to take a picture of that. So here's a lifeguard stand. I don't know if we got anybody coming down here to distract us, but check this out. So if you know, when you go to the beach, for the most part, there's lifeguards, right? And I want to share with you, because I've shared this in the past. Okay, Owen's going to mark his territory. This is a rip current. So you see on here, there's a sign that talks about what happens when you're stuck in a rip current. And if you happen to see, you see the rip current from the beach. If you see here, this is the beach, and then you get stuck in this rip current. There's tides changing, and there's rough waters. And if you see the current, people get stuck here. And what they try to do, the rip current pulls you out to sea. So if you say you get stuck in the rip, there's a couple of things. If you notice, I want you to look at the bullet points. First thing, if caught in a rip current. Let's see the if caught in a rip current. You see the dots, the little diamonds. Don't fight the current. Swim out of the current, then to shore. If you can't escape, float or tread water. If you need help, call or wave for assistance. So I just want you to think about this just for a moment. And I'm going to share this with you again. Let's just come back here. It's still there. It's still there. It's going away though. So like I said, you haven't missed too much. If you caught this in the beginning part, it's truly beautiful. Well, let's go here for a moment, one more time. And I want you to look here. Here's the rip current. Here, like when you're this is the beach right here. Rip currents are powerful currents of water moving away from shore. They can sweep even the strongest swimmer out to sea. And so I want to share that how it relates. And this is the daily dose. This is what I was actually going to share. And the sunrise is going away. So if you caught the sunrise this morning, it is going, at least here in Jacksonville and Atlantic Beach, it is going away. But if let's talk about that lifeguard. So you know what a lifeguard is for, right? A lifeguard is to help protect. You go to the beach and watching swimmers and things like rip currents that come along. And if you need help, what do? If you're like really in a bad spot, what do? You wave the lifeguard down, right? If you're like, oh my gosh, I can't swim, or the rip current's taking me out to sea. Well, if you saw the first thing in the first diamond, it said sometimes you have to just go with the current. You have to kind of just flow with it the best you can. That way, when you're able to get out of the rip current, then you can swim back to shore. And I've actually been in one myself. I've been in several over the years. I grew up on the water, near the water, surfing and all that stuff. And I know in some of those strongest currents that I've been in, you can't fight. You can't fight against the current. You can't fight against that rip. You have to actually go out to sea a little bit, or you have to actually just go with it for a little while. If you try to fight it too hard, then end up you get tired, exhausted, and then you have to wave down help. And my question to you is, in regards to your health journey right now, your health and fitness journey, because you know I'm the coach. If you hadn't known this before, I'm an online fitness coach. I help moms and dads over 40. Why over 40? Why not under 40? Well, I'm not saying I don't. I say most of the emphasis I work, or the people I work with, are over 40 because they're in the same season of life as me. You know, they have jobs, busy schedules, kids, teenagers, looking at what school is going to be like in the near future, all that kind of stuff. And just a different season, your requirements for exercise and nutrition, your metabolism is all different. So I tend to focus on that environment. So when I go back to now, kind of hang with me here as I jump back and forth. If you think about being in a rip current with your health, maybe you've been fighting against the current for so long. Maybe you've been in this kind of spot where you just feel like, I'm getting exhausted. I've been trying to diet. I've tried to lose weight. I'm trying to fight this, so to speak, health current, and I'm going against the current. And sometimes, just like a rip current, why you need help from a lifeguard, you know, who's sitting up in the chair, who's looking out to see if anybody needs help. And people do. When people get stuck and they're struggling, they're really at a spot where it's more of a life and death type of thing. Well, not necessarily for maybe you, it's life and death, but it could be. It could be where your doctor told you better shape up because your health is going downhill, and it's going to be, you know, the way you end your life, right? So again, so to speak, it's very relatable. So I want to share with you as a coach, and I'm only one coach, and I don't have all the answers for everybody, but I can say is neither do, you know, the lifeguard that's a mile down the road isn't going to have the solution for the person that's right now, you know, if they're out in the water. Now, mind you, the water is really calm, so there's not too much of a rip current. But if there was a rip current right here, you know, down the road a mile or 2 miles or what have you, even the next beach over, the lifeguard's not going to be able to necessarily help. The one right in front, the one that's seeing you struggling. And here, as a health coach, fitness coach, I see a lot of people that are really struggling, that are fighting that current of their health, fighting the diets, fighting. They keep trying, to keep struggling, they keep getting stuck. They go up and down the roller coaster ride. They end up back in the same spot. They end up actually worse than before, than actually finding a solution, right? And, you know, even for some, I know some that actually go with just say, you know what, I'm not going to fight it. I'm just going to go with the current. But then they stay out and see. And what happens when you go out, if you fight the rip and you get in, okay, that's good, you get in. But if you go with it, you can get pulled all the way out to sea if you're not careful. And I see that happening as well with people's health, is they get pulled out to sea. And then sooner or later, they're just going to drown, right? And I don't know if you feel beyond this, or maybe you feel like you're drowning in bad health right now. And if you are, I want you to know that it's okay to raise your hand for help. It's okay to wave like that lifeguard chair, like we talked about earlier. In the lifeguard chair, typically in the beginning of the beach day, they pull it down so they can see. And that's what I'm doing right now, is I'm looking. I know there's a lot of people out there that are fighting that rip current, that are fighting or even getting lost out to sea. They're fighting with diets, they're fighting with poor exercise choice, they're fighting off laziness, fighting off lack of self-confidence, fighting hope. They lost all hope in themselves. And I know those people are fighting the rip current, and sooner or later you're going to get exhausted. You're going to get tired of fighting, and then you're going to just let yourself drift out to sea. And then you're just going to go with the current, but you're never going to come back. You're not going to come back because you're not going to have any help. You're not going to know how to come back. So my encouragement to you today in this early edition daily dose is to raise your hand, to reach for help. Don't wait until you're, when does somebody, I don't know if you've ever done it before. I did when I was a kid one time, and I was in really pretty rough waters, and I was young and I was scared, and I had to reach up and have the lifeguard come and get me. When does somebody, think about this, when does somebody, see the lifeguard chair back there, when does somebody start waving for help from a lifeguard? When it's an emergency situation, when they're on the verge of, for the most part, they don't know what to do. They're freaking out, they're scared, they're anxious, they don't know, they think they might drown. And I would say is, I hope you don't get to that point. In fact, it's okay to ask for help from that lifeguard. And if your health is in a bad spot, you can ask this guy right here for help with your health. You see, I'm a bit of a lifeguard, not in the sense of going to save you from the ocean. I'm a good swimmer, and if I saw you struggling in a rip current, I would definitely do my part to help. But I would say, when it comes to your personal health and that journey that maybe you've been really just in a bad spot and stuck, is that it's okay to raise your hand for help. It's okay to actually say, I need somebody to come alongside me and help. What do they bring out when they come out and help you? They bring a life preserver. It's a life preserver. Well, I know I'm one of many coaches who have life preservers who are ready to help, ready to actually say, hey, hang on to this. Let me show you how to get back to shore safely. Let me show you how to get back in so you can be safe and you won't have to worry about your health. And that's to some extent as an online coach, is that I'm a bit of a lifeguard, and I don't know what it looks like for you. I don't know where you're struggling. I don't know if you feel like you're just out to sea, if you've pretty much just said, I'm just going to go with it and just not care anymore and just give up. Or you're going to, you're struggling and you're fighting and you're fighting and you're fighting and you're tired of fighting. And that may be you as well. And I would say is don't give up and stop fighting so hard. It doesn't have to be that hard. Reach out for somebody to help come alongside you. Reach out for that lifeguard that you need in your life. And maybe on that lifeguard, the only way to know is to actually reach out to me and to see if we're a good fit. And literally just find out how you're struggling, why you're struggling, where you're trying to get to, right? Why do you go out and swim in the ocean? You go out to enjoy yourself and have fun. Well, I want you to have fun. I want you to enjoy yourself and enjoy your life the best that you can. And how do you do that? Well, you remove those limitations from yourself, and maybe it's the rip current you've been fighting in your life for so long, and now it's time to get some help. It's time to get that lifeguard to come help you. So anyway, I hope this was not too deep for you. This is the early dose. Today we're doing an early dose. I have an appointment with the doctor at about 7:30, so there won't be an 8 a.m. But I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I just say, hey, share this with somebody. Share this with a friend. Share this with your peeps on your Facebook group, your Facebook page, people that may not know me. If you didn't find value, that's cool too. You can move on, but I'm going to continue doing these, and I hope you enjoyed today. Take care, and God bless. We'll see you.